I've been sharing a lot of dance photo shoot behind the scenes lately, and I've been working on other projects that are completely different, and this will be the opportunity for me to show that I don't always shoot dancers. So this is the first photo shoot session we made inside the Château La Tour Carnet, so this is the first behind the scenes video. This castle has kind of a different feel, different vibe compared to the other castle we worked in. Some of these images were the first images I shared in my testimonial video for Fujifilm that you can still see on their YouTube channel. But here we have the privilege to finally see the complete session. But before we get into this, I'm going to answer a question I've been asked a few times now. And this question is, why? Why did you frame your shot this way? Why did you retouch or color grade your images this way? What was the purpose? What is the goal? And blah, 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 and so on. Why? There's a reason why I don't always answer this or these questions, and the first reason is I don't always show you the complete session, so these images are taken out of context. The second reason is all the videos that I share on this YouTube channel, they require authorizations from me, from the models, from the location, or the possible client. And the third reason, maybe the most important reason of them all, at least for me up to this point, is that I only want to share images that I can dissect technically. You know, these photographs where I can talk about the overall concept, the retouching process, the lighting, colors, shapes, and forms, instead of sharing a series of photos that were constructed around a story or a deeper message. Although I must say that some of these images, the ones that I shared here so far, were part of a series that actually had a message or a story. I know this may sound confusing or weird because usually we encourage people, artists, to create things with a story, with a message, with a meaning. Style over substance. Yes, at a certain point in your career, you have to create images that go beyond the aesthetic, that goes beyond having a beautiful model, beautiful lighting, and a beautiful location. I know. And I know what you may think now. That's exactly what this guy shares on his YouTube channel. Where is the substance? But now you know why. So I'm seriously considering sharing a little less of the technical aspects of my photography, a little less emphasizing the aesthetic part of my photography, and maybe talk about the process, the thinking behind some of the ideas and concepts and projects I've been working on, and also the story behind them. In the meantime, let's look at this session. The first time I saw these stairs, I knew I had to create something there. The shape of the rails really helped to have a starting point for Jessica's pose. And of course, I had to find a way to place her in the stairs so that she can hold her pose for at least a few seconds. This is actually the table we used during our stay to eat. Yes, and the chandelier on top and the reflection of the table was enough to convince me to do something on it. The first problem we faced was that this table was really slippery. So it was difficult for her to hold the pose or do any movement on it. And the second thing is this historical piece of furniture. Well, of course, we had to be careful because any damage on it would have led to the end of my career. And we carried on to the classic fantasy, fine art, crazy long dress, and I can officially say that I am tired of doing these. But don't get me wrong, this is a really good thing. Now I know how I can and how I want to make these, and this one is clearly not how I want to make them. But hey, it was fun to make it. But that's part of your learning journey, and that was part of mine. I actually shared a lot of my tests for these kind of images on this YouTube channel. So now I cannot wait to share with you what all of this work was all about and to show you now how I want to create these. But you will have to be patient for that. The following image is actually the photograph that Fujifilm chose as a thumbnail for my testimonial video on their channel. I don't know why they chose this one, but what I do know is that it was a nightmare for me to light. It was hard to light because of one simple thing: light. There are multiple light sources in this room, from the chandelier on the ceiling, the multiple practical lights in the room, and of course the light coming from the window. So I had to take, once we had the shot, multiple plates so that my work in post would be much easier, to erase all the different unwanted elements like the shadows that were on the ceiling in the original shot. And to end this session, we decided to make a few easy portraits in the winery just to remind us where we were. So that's it, folks. I hope you have learned a thing or two. Personally, I learned so much. I took so many wrong decisions. I did so many mistakes that I cannot wait to put all these things that I've learned into practice in future projects. And that is basically the purpose of this YouTube channel. I'm sharing my experience, I'm sharing my findings, and I really hope that some of my videos have inspired you. So tell me, what brought you here in the first place? Was I of any help in your work? Tell me in the comments below. Rendezvous next week. Take care, stay safe, and until the next one, please have a good one.